chosen ones, empaths, after a narcissistic relationship, you have a void you feel in your life, right? You feel a void. You feel an emptiness. There was a huge part of your life that was occupied by this dusty weirdo, right? And part of the process after dealing with a narcissist is you notice you have more time on your hands. You might be orientating that time towards ruminating about the narcissist and thinking about the narcissist, but you actually have more time on your hands. And if you are going through the process of really detaching, you're no contact, you've cut cords, you're trying to break away from the trauma bond and all the emotional attachments that you have, and you're really doing like a spiritual cleanse and going at this alone. You might not be realizing you're doing it, but you actually are. And it's natural for you to think about them from time to time and it pass through your head, or you ruminate about them. It's justified for that to happen, but you notice that you have more time on your hands. And if you put this time constructively towards the things that you couldn't do in the relationship, like for me, not straight after the relationship, but after the relationship, when I got my senses together, I kind of worked abroad. And I've mentioned it before, but it was one of those things that the narcissist never wanted me to do, right? They never wanted me to work abroad. So that was something that I would have never experienced. And it also led to opportunities of me working around the world until COVID hit. And then when after COVID hit, I still got calls from them, but it was a bit more, I worked it out, and it's not that in my best interest to work abroad. I can earn the same money here if I'm working, right? And it's closer to home and less expensive. But I did get a chance to experience working abroad, and I can do it again if I want to in the future, right? So I've got options. So I've got that freedom. But it led me down a path and a journey that enabled me to find my purpose, not ultimately in one thing, but various purposes. Like during that time I was working abroad, my purpose, I was thinking, I'm working abroad, I'm going to save money, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. Had my plan, And then when COVID hit, that brought it to an end, but it still was my purpose for a period of time. So what I'm trying to say is you're going to notice that you may start a project and not finish the project, like the business that I started. It might sound like failed attempts, You could look at this with a pessimistic view and say, oh, you went to work abroad and COVID struck and then you got brought back to England. But I've looked at the positives from it and seen that I did do something that I've never done before. And that did help with my healing for the time that I was away, for the 3-4 months that I was away. It helped with my healing. And then when there's no work about, I started a business. I wouldn't have done this stuff if I was around a narcissist. I was proper dumbed down. It's like they dumb us down. And I made the video earlier about how they stunt our development and block our destiny. And this is the destiny that I'm talking about. The destiny that I'm talking about is ultimately, if your higher aim and soul core desire of your existence is based upon a happily ever after with a person, that's your choice. But mine's not necessarily that. As much as I do desire that, I see an importance in finding your purpose in life. And it can come in any different way, You might have a connection with animals. You might do stuff for animals. You might do stuff for homeless. You might do, it doesn't have to be anything like that. You might be in the business world and you're focusing on that. And this is what I'm saying is like, when you focus on these things, it enables you to actually be on the right frequency. And then because you're so set in your ways and you're mastering your craft, or you're developing your craft, and you're finding your purpose. You're putting your stamp on the earth. It might not necessarily be a job. It might be a job, but you're making an impact in the world. You're doing something where you feel meaningful about it, right? Because we didn't have this when we was with the narcissist. Even when I was working, I didn't really have a ultimate, I wasn't seeing my potential. And this is what they prevent us seeing our potential. And that's what I'm saying. I never saw myself being able to do YouTube, or I never saw myself being able to start a business. And I'd done these things without the narcissist. And if I was with the narcissist, as much as my job is good and I appreciate the job that I have in the construction, right? It was just making me go from paycheck to paycheck, and I wasn't really seeing the benefit. And I'm not saying, it was just, I was trying to save money and doing stuff with the narcissist, but I wasn't really seeing my potential of what I can actually bring to the world. And this is what's in all of you as well. I've spoke to survivors that have started their own channels. I've spoke to survivors who have written books. I've spoke to survivors that do artwork. I've spoke to survivors. There's different people out there that have found their purpose through narcissistic abuse, right? And this is what I'm saying, is cutting the ties, literally, spiritually, physically, mentally, cutting all these ties and focusing on yourself. Not necessarily focusing on moving forward in a relationship, but focusing on yourself and finding your purpose first. Because naturally, I think if we have our purpose in life and we meet someone and they've got their purpose in life and they're living for a reason, and you both have good interests at heart, then it can be a healthy relationship, you see. But when we was with the narcissist, it was too much about them. It was honestly too much about them. Too much about them all the time. They created drama and they're just long, And having this space, because, after the relationship, you still don't have your space because you're occupying them mentally. But once you break through those barriers and you actually start to have the space in your mind and you're able to focus, this enables you to find your purpose of why you're here. You'll bring your stamp to the world. And they honestly prevent us from doing this. They prevent us from ascending and developing in ways. And cutting ties with them is crucial. Literally, all ties, and focus. And I'm telling you, it will work out for you. Where you put your energy, and where energy goes, energy flows, or something like that. What I'm saying is, you put your energy into something creative, right? You put it into something creative, or it doesn't have to be art or whatever, but it can be anything. You put it into something, you will reap benefits of this effort that you've put in. Do you know the amount of effort we put into that relationship? It's mad. All you're doing is converting that effort and that energy that you was giving to them and making it manifest something in your own life, bring something into your own life. Not manifest, I mean just, you're gonna emerge with something because you're putting your time to good uses, right? Something will help, you'll get blessings. These that were blocking our blessings, as I made in the video earlier, how they block our destiny. But this is what I mean. We can find our purpose along the way on our path to our destiny, where we're going, We'll find our purpose. It will help us have a meaningful existence. And so many survivors have done this through numerous outlets, right? I've heard it. I've spoke to them. You can do it too. You could start your own channel even. You've got experience. There's numerous things you can do. And I'm not saying YouTube's my whole purpose, but for now, this is where I'm focusing my attention to. And, it's something I will keep doing. You know, I will keep doing YouTube. And there's other areas of my life I need to focus on, and I'll do that as well. But having some drive, a drive to and a hunger for something else other than a narcissist, literally you'll succeed in what you do. You'll succeed in what you do, and you'll see how this person was literally stopping you from seeing your blessings, from stopping seeing how much potential you had, and it was standing in your way. So anyway, thank you for watching today. Please press the like and the subscribe button. If you'd like to donate to the channel, you can find a link in the description box. And if you'd like a one-to-one session with myself, you can also find a link in the description box. Currently, I've got a secondary channel, a spiritual channel. So anyway, I'll be back with another video soon. Peace.